Believe it or not, it's all about who's in charge in the pack. That's the alpha male. He is the one always at the forefront, the ultimate leader, who others follow without question. This is not a matter of choice, but rather stuck in our primal nature. First off, let's not fool ourselves. Not everyone is destined for such a role. Some are born with it, others aren't. It's the survival of the fittest, the natural order, and there are no exceptions in the kingdom of beasts, or even in professional teams. Let's review what makes an alpha male dominant. No, he doesn't need to be the most intelligent or the most creative. The major characteristic that stands out is his overconfidence. He is always brimming with confidence, often to the point of arrogance. You might say that this is unhealthy, but it is what gets him to the alpha male status. Alpha males are also known for their domineering demeanor. An alpha does not ask for opinions. He makes decisions and expects everyone to follow. He is no democracy. He's a one-man show. That's how an alpha exerts power and keeps the pack in line. Collaborative decision-making is a sign of weakness in the alpha world. This model of leadership is prevalent everywhere, in the wild, in sports teams, and in corporations. Submissiveness in followers is vital to the alpha's success. The world works on a simple principle. Everyone cannot be a leader. There must be those who lead and those who follow. Ultimately, it's your alpha traits that determine your success. Remember, only the strongest, the most confident, and the most assertive can climb to the top and become the alpha male. So have you got what it takes to be the alpha male of the pack? Are you ready to lead with absolute power and disregard the opinions of others? Get ready for a lifetime of unrivaled dominance, because that's what being an alpha male entails. Although it might be funny to think so, life isn't a 1980s arcade game, and men are not Pac-Man. Not all men are out there, consuming whatever comes into their path in an attempt to appear more manly, more successful, or more desirable. Not all men base their self-worth entirely on how many ghosts they can chase down and eat. Some do, but not all. Sure, there are plenty of self-proclaimed alpha men out there who talk about life as though it's a relentless competition, a never-ending battle for dominance, a constant fight for superiority. These men are usually pretty easy to spot. They're the ones who forever feel the need to be the loudest in the room, the ones who always have to one-up everybody else's stories, and the ones who frequently use phrases like survival of the fittest and kill or be killed. But these types are not, as some would have you believe, representing the natural order of male behavior. There's nothing inherently male about having an aggressive, combative personality or being obsessively competitive. These are learned behaviors, not natural ones. Similarly, not all men are programmed to suppress their emotions, bottle up their feelings, and never cry. Crying doesn't make you weak, it makes you human. Just like laughing doesn't make you funny, it makes you human. Emotions are part of what makes us human. They're not something to be ashamed of or suppressed. They're something to be embraced and understood. Women aren't just there to be won by the strongest, most successful men. They're not prizes to be won or targets to be conquered, but people to be respected, listened to, and valued. They're not characters in a video game. They're real people. Men should make an effort to understand them as such, not treat them as objects of conquest. The competitive, domineering, emotion-suppressing model of masculinity is a harmful stereotype, not a biological imperative. People, including men, are complex, diverse, and capable of a wide range of behaviors. It's time society acknowledged this diversity and stopped trying to fit everyone into a box. In the arcade game of life, men are like Pac-Man, always hungry, chasing after success, desirability, and as many women as possible. They derive their self-worth from munching ghosts and other digital enemies. If they don't, they're not real men. No doubt, men are hardcore competitors. There's no place for the weak or the soft. Life's a battleground, and the men who don't fight for dominance are sure to be left behind. It's a simple case of survival of the fittest, and the fittest are always the most ruthless, aggressive, and loud. It's in a man's nature to be combative, to be the winner. If you're male and you aren't wholeheartedly indulging in every fight, every competition, every opportunity to be on top, you're failing at masculinity. It's just how men are programmed. And let's not forget, real men never cry. Emotions are not for men. Stoic, unflappable, cold. That's what being a man is about. Crying is for the weak, laughing only at the expense of others. Men are here to be tough, not emotional. Let's talk about women. They are the prizes for the strongest, most successful men, the ultimate trophies for the winners of the arcade game of life. They're not to be negotiated with or deeply understood. They're to be won, like points in a Pac-Man game. This is what being a true man means. There's nothing wrong with it. It's a natural order, a biological imperative. Society ought to accept it and stop catering to other models of masculinity. After all, everyone can't be winners, right? Life's a game, play hard or go home. Men can easily be likened to cars. Sure, they're all different in their own way, with unique features and attributes, but underneath it all, men can be classified into simple categories. You've got your luxury cars, the men who are successful and wealthy. They're sleek, smooth, and admired by all. Then you have your sports cars. These are the young, energetic men who go fast and live life on the edge. Then there are the utility vehicles, the sensible, dependable men who get the job done without any fuss. And finally, the clunkers, the men who maybe aren't so successful or attractive, but are still just trying to keep things running. Much like cars, men are also extremely dependent on maintenance. They require regular checks for signs of wear and tear. They need to be filled up with the right fuel, and it's essential that they are kept clean and shiny. Living up to these demands can be exhausting for some men, leading them to break down under the pressure. Men are also known for their love of toys. The bigger and pricier, the better. It's no wonder they say men never really grow up. They just switch from playing with small tractors and cars to bigger, more expensive versions of these toys. This, of course, ties in with their competitive nature, always trying to outdo each other with the flashiest, fastest, and most state-of-the-art toys around. Then, there's dealing with women. Viewing them through the simplistic lens, men can be thought of as utterly clueless when it comes to understanding women. Trying to comprehend the complex world of female emotions is like trying to decode a foreign language without a translator. For men, this often leads to desperate attempts to keep their women happy with gifts, compliments, and a constant willingness to say, "Yes, dear." Of course, their main concern is ensuing their dominance and securing their position at the top of the food chain. In the end, it's all about power and control for men. They need to know they are the best, the strongest, and the smartest. It's a dog-eat-dog world out there, and men are the alpha dogs. Anything less, and they aren't considered real men. There you have it, the stereotypical portrayal of men. Simple creatures driven by power, competition, toys, and a desperate need for regular tune-ups. What more is there, really?